Hi, good morning. This is G. Narsimlu, Associate Professor, St. Peter's Engineering College. Today we are going to be discuss about the layer task. This is one of the topic in the chapter 1 of the DCN. It is corresponding to the JNT Hyderabad syllabus. Okay, right? You know that one layer task, it is related to the how the things are going to be organized in the computer networks. Here we have the in the daily life many works are there, how we can be organize all these daily life works. Okay, we are going to be layerize that works, and we are going to be taking care of the things in different persons. Let us take the one example, that is the postal mail, how it is going to be takes place. In the postal mail, what happened once the sender is there, the sender is going to be write the letter, is to be keep that one letter in the envelope and need to be drop in the mailbox. That is a function of the sender. It means that higher layer will do that one. Then in mini layer, what happen, once you drop the letter into the box, then what happen, letter is carried from the mailbox and to the post office. That is going to be performed by another person, and then it is letter is going to be delivered to a carrier by the post office. Then it is transmitted to the transport mechanism and is going to be delivered to the local post office. Then it is letter is carried from the post office to the mailbox, and at the end receiver can be pick the letter from the mailbox and is going to be open that and is going to read that one. Means this is the action is going to be takes place in the postal department. So here you see this one, all the works cannot be performed by the one person. Sender can write the letter, receiver can receive the letter, but in between that one, lot of works are there, lot of layered tasks are there. So all these tasks are not going to be performed by one person. Different three layers are there, three layer of people are going to be taking care of all these works. See, for simple posting the mail letter, it is having that these many works. So when you consider the computer network, okay, how many works could be, you should be estimate that one. Many works are going to be takes place to organize the network, to maintain the proper network, and to provide the required amount of data rate, to provide the secure data, to provide the error control. All these different functions are there in the computer network. So these are going to be organizing in the layered wise. That's what we are going to be discuss about the layered tasks. Okay, here the first model was introduced by the ISO, that is the International Standard Organization, which was established in 1947. Okay, but in 1970 it was introduced a new model for the computer network, that is the open system for interconnection. Okay, here it is having the some task was divided, and those layer tasks are going to be organized by the different layers only. Here you should be remember, ISO is the International Standard Organization. OSI is the Open System Interconnection. It is a model was proposed by the ISO. Here in the OSI model, it consisting of the 7 layers. One is physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. You have to be read the layers from bottom to top, because bottom layer is 1, top layer is 7. Top layer is a higher level, bottom level is a lower layer. Like that you should be remember. Why all these layers means, for every layer having the name, that is a physical and data link layer, network layer, transport layer, something like that. Name itself is that what is the function it can be performed is going to be explained. Physical layer will perform some functions, data link layer will perform some functions. All these layers are going to be perform their functions to provide the better service to the end user. That is the motto of the organizing all the layers. Okay, each layer is having the protocols, and these protocols are going to be followed by the each layer. Protocols are nothing but set of rules and regulations, and how to process the data, how to communicate, all these things are going to be right in the term of protocol. Here how the interaction will be takes place between the two devices or two computers. Let me consider device A having all the 7 layers, device B having all the 7 layers. intermittently we can have the intermediate nodes. Okay, you see this one, seventh layer of device A, seventh layer of device B having the connection like peer-to-peer protocol, and it means that application layer can be communicate among the two devices without involving the intermediate node. It means intermediate node doesn't mean that it's not having the part of the path creation. It means that one, there is no active involvement, there is no processing of anything of the data which is coming from the device A to intermediate node, and intermediate node to intermediate node, and intermediate node to device B. So application layer can be communicate with the application layer of another device, like presentation layer, also like session layer, like transport layer, so that you can be say the protocols which are using in the application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer are peer to peer protocol, peer to peer protocol. But when you consider the network layer, data link layer, which are not like the peer to peer protocol, which are node to node protocol. Here it means that each node of the path which was created between the sender and receiver, those all nodes are going to be, taking part of the deciding what to do in the communication interaction. So we have to be taking care of all these things. We have to be taking care of all these things by the different layers like network, data link layer, and physical layer. Now let us have this one, how the things are going to be appending when data is coming from the higher layer to the lower layer at the sender, and how the things are going to be deleting from the frame which is coming from the sender towards the receiver. All these things are going to be part of the encapsulation and decapsulation. Once you observe this one, we have the 7 layers. D7 is nothing but is the data which is coming from the 7th layer, and appending the some extra bits which is part of the header, that is the H7, and H7 and D7 which is coming from the 7th layer, that is application layer, and will be pushed down to the next layer like a D6, and appending another header like this. When it is coming down to the lower layer, everywhere you can be have that one, it is appending some extra bits, that you can be call it as a header. Header means it is having the some controlling information over the data, particular data. Once you observe that one, once you are looking into the physical layer, it is consisting of the stream of bits. This bits doesn't mean that it is only having the information. This stream of bits having the information along with more amount of controlling information. This controlling information is going to be helping the actual bit of information need to be transferred. Without including this controlling information, we cannot be able to transmit that one bit of information. That is a mode of adding these extra bits. That is a mode of adding these headers and tailors, all these things. But when you are going to be at the receiving end, what happened? These headers and tailors are going to be detached from the data when it is moves from the physical layer to the application layer. So here when H2 is going to be detached, that you can be call it as a decapsulation, H3 decapsulation, H4 decapsulation. That thing is going to be happening at the receiving end. It is exactly opposite action of the transmitter. In between that, here we have the transmission media. The transmission media is having copper wire, is having the wireless cable, having the optical fiber. Accordingly, the physical layer will be make it to stream the bits like that, and is going to be generate the electrical signal. Okay, like electrical signal, optical signal, or maybe electromagnetic signal. This is the introduction of your OSI model. Thank you everyone. We'll continue next class.